Right now we're going to review the patient demographic screen and the patient ledger history screen in Provider Suite's Billing Manager. So I'm going to come over here to my Claim General tab, and if I know my patient account number, I can enter it here, or I can do a name search for my patient by clicking on this binocular symbol. So I'm going to pull up my patient, Camille Ali. Now if this was a brand new patient that I had to add in the system, if I click this plus sign right here, that's where I can add a brand new patient. But if I want to access her demographics, I just click this dot 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 button, and that will actually pull up this patient's demographic screen. And regardless if I'm in PracticeAdmin's Billing Manager or our Scheduling Manager, either side of the software, if I want to review the demographic screen, it's the same demographic window that we're going to see here. And it looks the same on either side. So regardless if I'm on the billing side or the scheduling side, I'm going to get the same demographic window. And it's broken up into tabs. Your first tab is your patient info tab. This is where your basic demographic information is going to be. In order to save a patient, the only required fields are first name, last name, date of birth, and gender. So if I come over to this next tab, this insurance tab, this is where we are going to build this patient's insurance, edit their insurance, and we can also generate eligibility from the screen by double-clicking on these insurance plans. And you can store multiple insurances in here. So this patient right now has a primary and a secondary. Now let's say this patient has a new secondary. I can very easily terminate this old plan, and that way I keep it in this patient's history for me to maybe work old AR and resubmit old claims. So I'm going to update it, and now I'm going to add my new secondary plan. In this list that we're seeing here, this is my practice insurance list. And put in my effective date and save new insurance. So it's that easy to update the patient's insurance. And then as you can see, you can have multiple insurances listed in this table below. So even if it's two secondaries, your effective and termination dates are what's going to point the system into the right direction on which claim you're going to be billing out and rebilling. And I'm going to click this drop-down list again so you can see this is my practice list of insurances. And you never have to start this list from scratch. You can build this list based on our insurance database. So I can search for a payer that I've never billed to before, and this is a master database. Choose the plans, and it'll add it to this list that we're seeing back here. So you'll never have to start this list from scratch. Now from here, I can actually click this history button, and that will bring me into this patient's ledger history. I can also access it from here, this Claim General tab, by clicking this button right here. And we call that our patient transaction history screen. That's what we call our patient ledger history screen. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that button. And here we have our patient ledger history screen. Now a red line would be a claim with an outstanding balance. The yellow line would be a account note. A black line is a paid claim. And a green line is a patient statement. So every time a statement is mailed or printed from their account, it'll tell me the print date and what balance was on that statement. Now, if I want to see exactly what the patient's seeing or what that statement looked like when it went out, I can double click on this line and pull up an image of that statement. So that way, if I have a patient on the phone, I can see exactly what they're seeing. A couple things you can customize on your patient statements. Your credit cards that you accept, you can customize which credit cards you accept payments for. You can customize whether or not you want your tax ID number to print on your patient statements. And then, of course, you can customize your dunning messages, which you're going to see in a second at the bottom of this statement. So down here would be your dunning message. This is controlled by the age of the balance or what statement it is, whether it be the first statement, second statement, third statement, and you'll control all that in your settings. All right, so here we're back to the ledger history. Now, by looking at this screen, we can just see a summary of these claims. So here's my date of service, my internal claim ID, the date that that claim was entered, the overall charged amount, what the insurance has paid. If the patient had paid anything, that would show up in this column, the overall adjustment on the claim, and then the new balance. And this would be the current status of the claim within the system. But if I wanted to see the line-by-line details on this claim, I can open up the claim by double-clicking on that line. And then next it's going to bring me into my details window where I can see line by line what was posted to this claim. So from here, we can see that this claim has multiple CPT codes. So we have one here, your next CPT here, another here, and our fourth claim line here. And then we can see all the posted transactions to each of those CPT codes. We see the $18 patient balance was posted to the 99204. Now, the good thing about this screen is not only can I review this information, but I can also make transactions from this screen directly. So I can click on any CPT code line, and then I can make a quick adjustment. I can post a quick payment. I can choose my payment. Maybe it was an adjustment. I can choose my different adjustments. I can even rebuild this claim from this screen directly. So you can still not only review claims from the screen, but you can also make transactions on that claim since you're already in this screen. And then over here in the upper right-hand corner, you can quickly go back to the patient demographic screen. You can view every time the claim was submitted. So you do have hotkeys up here that are going to bring you directly into other screens as you're in this ledger history screen. And that is a review of the patient demographic screen and also the patient ledger history screen in Provider Suite's Billing Manager.